Goddamn.
Oh man. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of the Notorious Heels podcast. Welcome back to another edition of Unscripted. Here today, as we have episode 233 here for you guys, man. And how is everybody doing here today on your Monday night of February the 3rd? And yeah, how's everybody doing, man? How did you guys like Raw? And yeah, tonight was it was a good episode, man. It was a good, I guess, first step into WrestleMania, being that last year, our Raw after Royal Rumble was funny. Actually, now that just dawned on me, the Raw after the Royal Rumble last year was our first, sort of, I guess, first episode for the new look of our thumbnails. So that
Oh
just
yeah,
that just dawned on me, kind of,
it's
but yeah,
crazy.
that's pretty crazy now that I think about it. But anyways, the reason I was thinking about that was because the Raw after Rumble last year was filled with a lot of heartbreak, man. CM Punk obviously came out and told the world he was injured, and WrestleMania 40 was not in the cards for him. So, what we got this year was very it was good. It was good. I liked it. You know, obviously we're gonna go into the show in depth, talk about what we did like, talk about what we didn't like and whatnot. Um but how's everybody doing coming out of the Royal Rumble? And if this is your first time watching, and you guys do not know how the show works, every Monday after Monday Night Raw, we are live with Unscripted, as you can see here today. Every Friday at 4 p.m. Central, we are on here with the news, and every pay-per-view for AEW and WWE, we are live directly afterwards with the post-show review. If you guys did miss all the shows from the weekend, the news episode 252, I want to say, as well as Saturday's Royal Rumble review, the post-show review, you guys can now watch both of those on all platforms. Those have been available on all platforms. Lately, for the audio listeners, I have a new way of uploading them, so that's why you guys are seeing those episodes uploaded 2 hours after we're done going live. So obviously today when we get done with this Unscripted, again, those are uploaded at least 2 hours, two maybe 3 hours at the most, after we're done filming them. So those are always, I know before I had a different way of uploading, so it wouldn't really allow me to really upload them till a day and a half or 2 days later. But we do have a new strategy now, and it's one that I like a lot more, being that we're just able to push that out for you guys as soon as possible. Because I know sometimes when you get to work or you got that long car ride, man, and obviously you can't load YouTube because you don't want to keep your phone on the whole time, or else it's going to be blazing hot. You guys want it on Spotify, you guys want it on Apple Podcasts, so those are always available for you guys on all platforms. But if you guys do want to watch us on all platforms, that is Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And obviously, if you want to see it first, if you want to see it live, join us right here live on YouTube. Like I said, Monday with Unscripted after Monday Night Raw, Friday at 4 p.m. Central with the news, and for the pay-per-views for WWE and AEW directly after the show goes off the air with the post-show review, man. Also, if you guys have not got a chance to get your hands on some of the official NHP merchandise, you guys can now find this live on the merch shop. That is bonfire.com. Link is at the top of the description of this video. You can get this beautiful, beautiful piece of remastered NHP Next Chapter design, the remastered version, available in a bunch of different styles. Again, on bonfire.com. Link is at the top of the description of this very video, man. Also, if you guys have not got a chance to get to know who we are here at NHP, I am Johnny, one half of the host of this very show. And as for the other half, we got my man Sir K here. How the hell are you, bro?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Just been chilling, man. It was a good weekend, man. Overall, had my gripes with it, but overall a good pay-per-view of Royal Rumble this year, man. And watched a overall really good Monday Night Raw. Obviously, besides all those fucking Wyatt Six glitches all goddamn night, but other than that, everything was good, man. Everything's been good, and everything's good, man. Like Durante always asks, how's life? How's the family? Life's good, family's good. How is everybody doing? in the live chat. How's everyone doing watching the replay? What about you, bro? How are you doing?
I am doing good, bro. I am doing good. Obviously, spent all weekend trying to formulate kind of my thoughts coming out of the Royal Rumble and everything regarding that. But you know what, man? If I can just take a quick excursion here. Motherfucker, dude, we get done. Actually, while we're live with the Royal Rumble review, I get a text from one of my good friends and it says something Luca, okay? And I'm like, all right, let me just, sorry to him if he's listening to this, but I'm like, I don't want to be distracted right now. We're mid into dissecting the Royal Rumble. Let me just turn my phone on Do Not Disturb. So I go through the rest of this episode and, thinking everything's okay in the world or whatever. And we get done. And as if my fucking night couldn't get any worse, I've been a Dallas Mavericks fan since I was a little child. Okay, since I was a little boy, I've been a Dallas Mavericks fan. The very first bit of basketball I watched in my life was the 2010-2011 era, right? So, you're thinking Derrick Rose, and obviously the Mavericks went on to have that fucking incredible playoff run. Dirk is my favorite player of all time. I love the Dallas Mavericks, right? They're one of my teams. They're one of my teams. And these motherfuckers done traded away the fucking franchise cornerstone of this generation because he ate a little bit during the offseason. Give me a fucking break. This dude just took them to, and I was talking to my friend who sent me the text because he's a huge Lakers fan. I'm not even mad at you guys. I mean, you guys would have been fools not to take that deal. I don't know how the fuck their general manager, Nico Harrison, I'm mind boggled, man. I'm truly mind boggled. And that is one of the absolute dumbest fucking trades I have ever heard. And it really sucks Mark Cuban does not fucking own majority of that team anymore, man, because God, was that a weak ass trade from my Dallas Mavericks, bro. This organization, if they were this pissed off about Luka Doncic and his I guess lack of defense as well, leads me to believe they more than likely would have traded away Dirk Nowitzki in his prime, which even gets me more fucking upset because I can't wrap my head around how you have a fucking guy who wants to be in your organization for the entirety of his fucking career. And then you see all the conspiracy theories about, Nico knowing people in the Lakers and only talking to the Lakers about the trade, so he wanted to set them up for when Bron retires. All that just pisses me off so bad. It really just pisses me off as a Mavericks fan. It's just that's fucked up. And I don't know. Been something that's been annoying me as a basketball fan. Very annoying, bro. Very annoying. But regardless, now that I have that off my chest, God, that is just Luka Doncic, bro. How the fuck do you trade that man away? Trade away the franchise cornerstone that, again, one of the dumbest decisions I've probably ever fucking seen. Absolutely ridiculous, bro. Fuck Nico Harrison, bro. Honestly, from the bottom of my heart. Fuck him.
That guy. Yeah. That's what I've been saying for years.
I can't say I've ever heard you say that, but okay.
Come on. At least let them think they fucking know something about basketball.
Right. He has been saying that for years, guys. He just doesn't talk about it. He tries to, be humble about it. So
exactly.
It is what it is. But nah, heartbreaking, bro. Heartbreaking as a Mavericks fan, man. How you let a guy like that go just brought you to the fucking NBA Finals last year.
They did do that.
Okay. All right. Anyways, now that I'm fired up, now that I got my blood warm, before we talk about AEW Dynamite, I am good. Other than that, that genuinely annoyed the fuck out of me all weekend, along with Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble. But you know,
Annoying weekend.
a very fucking annoying weekend, dude. At least, Compton Kenny took home like 5 Grammys. So, I,
That Adam Cole.
you guys remember in 2019 when Adam Cole had all those fucking Pro Wrestling Illustrated plaques on him? That was Compton Kenny, bro. That was Compton Kenny. Kendrick Lamar, well deserved awards. Song of the year, absolutely. Rap song of the whatever the fuck awards he got, they were absolutely deserved. That song was a banger. That song was my most listened to song in 2024. Amazing, bro. Amazing shit. So that was a positive out of the weekend, I will say.
Exactly. We had one good thing out of the weekend, man. One good positive end result.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, whoa! Hot take by Lonnie. Come on, man. Drake is that's a hard disagree for me, man. I gotta go. And don't get me wrong. Don't get me
He's
wrong.
good. He's a
Drake is
classic.
Drake has some classic shit. I do love old Drake, and I know everybody says that, but I genuinely do. My cousin got me into Drake back in the early 2010s and all those Take Care, and I probably was listening to Drake maybe up until about Views from the Six.
Mm-hmm.
After that, it kind of dropped off. There's a couple things from Scorpion I liked, but after that is what I like to call fast food music. All the honestly Neverminds and the
Yeah.
with the one with the pink cover with the girl with the gap in her teeth. I don't know the name of that album, but
I don't
um
remember that album.
yeah, I don't know. But I will say, I can't act like I completely hate Drake, but I can say that Kendrick absolutely torched him.
Man.
He
Oh
absolutely
yeah.
torched him. And his
No fight.
yes, and overall, I would say Kendrick has a better catalog, and I think I resonate with Kendrick's catalog a lot more than Drake's for sure. But not to say Drake doesn't have good music. I just
He
prefer
does.
Kendrick's. Kendrick's got some, up and down. Just I honestly don't think he's ever had a bad record ever. So
Yeah. Exactly.
yeah, literally up and down from fucking Section 80 to Overly Dedicated, Good Kid, Mad City to Pimp a Butterfly is probably the greatest album of all time. So, in my opinion, but you get the point. But
Exactly. We all
but
got our favorite.
yes, and honestly, bro, none of those albums are bad. A lot of people,
No,
GNX was great, and
it's a
fucking
really good one.
Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Damn was good. Good Kid, Mad. They're literally all fucking bangers, bro. So, but regardless, that was the only good thing to come out of the weekend was Kendrick getting his well-deserved Grammys, bro. But I think that's everything. So, as Durante always asks, I'm good. Family's good. What about you, Durante? Logan, Bell, my man Lonnie. How the hell are you guys doing? And thank you guys for joining us as always. And as for my guys in the Replay Mafia, JT and JB, thank you guys so very much for joining us as always, man. All right. Well, now we've gotten, we're here.
We're here at the worst part of the show. Dynamite.
Ugh.
God damn it. The inevitable always comes.
Lonnie, I would take your challenge for an Extreme Rules match on 2K, but let's be honest, bro. We all know those fucking servers aren't holding up. Within a minute of our match, it's gonna say 2K servers have failed, and we're gonna be I'm gonna be fighting your CPU character, and you're gonna be fighting my CPU character. So,
100%. 2K probably have the worst online servers of anything ever. They're horrid.
Absolutely horrid. Even when I used to play NBA 2K before I boycotted the series because it fucking sucks, the servers are just. I, I I got to the point, dude, where I love my team obviously before they fucked that mode up. But anyways, different story for a different day. You can't even like dribble. It's so slow. It's the
Oh,
worst thing ever. And for a just $1 billion company like 2K, that is just completely fucking unacceptable, man. But okay, all right, we have to stop avoiding the inevitable. And after what Triple H did on Saturday night,
oh, here it goes.
I have to say, and I have to give a sincere apology to Tony Khan. Bro, I'm back.
Mm,
I'm back, bro.
no,
This episode of Dynamite felt like a 2021 episode of Dynamite. This was so fucking good, bro. This episode of Dynamite had story, uh,
it did.
action,
It did.
matches,
Yeah,
compelling story. Tony Khan, look, man, Triple H, he done pissed me off. Tony, I'm back, bro. I'm back like I never left. What's the matter, dude? What are you looking around for?
yeah, I was looking for the competitive television, man, or the I don't even know. I'm looking for Dynamite, and sadly, I remember like two things of it because it was classic episode of Dynamite this week, at least to me. I know you might have gave Tony Khan an apology, but here I do not. That shit. Oh man, that shit's so bad. And Collision even made it worse with what they announced.
What was on Collision? Even though I
Just
know, you know,
yeah,
because I'm
you
back.
know.
I'm back.
Well, it was the announcement for the marquee that they've
Oh,
changed the name for.
that's right. That's right. Well, Tony, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Everything I said for the past 2 years on this show, man, you know I didn't mean that shit. I was literally just playing, bro. I'm back. Okay, I'm
I
back,
was
and
yeah.
I'm not about to say within the next hour you're not gonna catch me once saying one bad thing about the January 29th edition of Dynamite, bro. This Dynamite, in hindsight, it 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 uh it did something to me. Okay,
What did it do?
it compelled me
How?
through story and
What story?
matches. The
What story?
story of wow, put me on the spot. Oh, the story of Wheeler Yuta and Switchblade just banging it out to the death. You know what I'm saying?
That
Straight
was it.
just
Oh
uh
shit.
straight just
Oh
just
man.
in there, you know,
Were
just
they in there? Oh my
getting
god.
down in the trenches together, you know?
They were. I don't know. Are you describing Dynamite? What rating is Dynamite? I don't know. I don't know what you're describing.
I wouldn't be surprised if this Dynamite got 2-3 million viewers. It was so damn good. So, to start the show off, we got Will Ospreay versus Brian Cage in a match that absolutely no fucking person on earth wanted to see.
Hey man, I thought you were gonna go without negativity. It's
Oh,
been like
right.
3 minutes.
Right. No, but I meant it in a positive way. I
You,
did.
you gonna say in the next hour, not gonna say a single negative thing, and I think you lasted 2 minutes.
Hmm.
Tomo.
I'll have to check the math on that, but I don't know. So the
Oh,
show opens up with Will Ospreay versus Brian Cage. This match absolutely bored me beyond nauseum.
the whole
And
episode.
I'm sure it was a good in-ring banger, but who cares? I mean, why? I don't know, man. I don't know. I understand the guy can't always be in the main event, but having Will Ospreay float around and do the same repetitive shit and keeping him away from main event talent, and again just keeping him in the mid card is just eh. I mean, how long has this guy been feuding with the Don Callis family? It fucking feels like damn near forever.
Oh, it really does, dude.
Yeah, so Will Ospreay beat him with a Styles Clash. And the Don Callis family came out, Omega came out for the save, and the Don Callis family ended up winning the beatdown. So yeah,
Man,
that was
how
that.
compelling. That's just classic AEW compelling television, man. There was an opener match that ended with a beatdown. Damn near every feud. That's all Tony Khan knows, dude. It is matches, match graphics, and outnumbered heel factions beating people up. That's all he knows.
I'm telling you, bro, universe mode. That's what he's doing.
Then that's literally all you could do in universe mode for those three things. That's
In
all
in universe mode you have
you do have
obviously
promo.
yeah, you know how like you could like plan like a post-match run. Like they don't give you anything, but they give you like three options. You could do like a interruption on a promo, and then you could do like a post-match run-in, and those are like the two cutscenes that you have. That's what he's operating with here.
He's operating with fucking 2019 universe mode because holy shit, it's just an opener match and a fucking heel outnumbered faction beatdown every time.
Yeah, so that was the Open to Dynamite. Honestly, pretty lame. Just a beat down from the Don Callis family. Apparently, this week we have an international tag team match with Buddy Matthews and Brody King versus Takeshita and Kyle Fletcher. Okay.
Okay.
Uh, all right.
Oh, good lord.
Your newly repackaged Hounds of Hell are probably going to have to take a loss. And Hell, I think, is where their booking came from.
Oh yeah, that's AEW. It is the ninth circle, right down at the very bottom pit. Is AEW. That's the ninth circle of hell.
Well, to the next segment of the show. This was actually okay. All jokes aside, this actually was compelling. I was very interested to see, and I am very interested going forward to see where this does go.
Okay.
Renee is backstage waiting to get a word with Swerve Strickland outside of his locker room. All of a sudden, Adam Page just swarms past her, opens Swerve's locker room, and is looking for Strickland. And Renee's like, hey, well, why were you looking for Swerve? Adam Page is kind of shooing her off. He's like, oh, I just need to find out something, or, he ends up bumping into MJF. Now, before we get to that portion of the segment, that portion is very interesting because is Adam Page at the part of the story where Arthur Morgan gets tuberculosis and he wants to now turn his ways around and start his redemption, pun intended. Are we at that point in the story with Adam Page? Because that's very interesting, and I'm really interested to see where they go. I'm telling you, as long as it doesn't go the route where he becomes babyface again just to be paired back with the Elite.
No.
I'm gonna need this to be just a redemption for Adam Page. I don't want to see this go, maybe down the line, but okay. Really, what I'm trying to say is I don't want to see him back with the Elite to face the Death Riders. If he wants to get back with the Elite down the ride or down the line, and go on that whole ride with them, and ride that out, then that's one thing, but I would really hate to see the Elite form back together and them throw away everything with Page so quickly, because I think if you really milk his redemption, that's the way to go. So, yes, but I was very interested in that portion of the segment, but how did you feel about that?
thought it was very interesting because that's what I noticed instantly too. He wasn't angry. He wasn't looking to go fight him again or go to jump him again. He was just looking for him for some reason. And it's Hangman, so he's always kind of like got that frantic body language to him, but he was just looking for him for some reason. And like you said, I think it may be some sort of redemption arc starting, and I like the sound of that. I obviously don't like the sound of him joining with the Elite to face the Death Riders. Obviously, the end game is to make up with the Elite, but that's like later this year, like damn near at the end of this year, post fucking All In. But I hope it's not just to get him with the Elite to face the Death Riders, because that sounds really annoying. I think you could really drag out his redemption and have points where, maybe he's second guessing his redemption and then he's not. And you could do a lot with it. I just hope they take their time with it, and I really hope they do. I don't know, it is Tony Khan, but so I don't really trust him, but I just hope that that they take their time with this redemption arc because I think that's what it's leading to, and I do really like the sound of that, man. And if they are doing, Death Riders versus AEW, rather than the Elite, I think a better pro AEW, alliance would be just Hangman and Swerve and eventually Darby. I think that's a better, pro for AEW alliance than, the Elite who literally abandoned the company. So, so it's so muddy, but I think that's a better direction. But either way, I think a redemption arc is I think those gears are turning.
Yeah, and honestly, I never thought of that, but now that you say that, that would at this point, dude, because of everywhere we went with the Elite, that would absolutely be the best course of action at this point. Because
Mhm.
again, you're not going to bring these guys back and try to force feed people that they love the company after you just told a storyline where they were trying to take it over. It
When the Death
doesn't.
Riders came in, they literally abandoned it.
Yeah,
They literally blew ship.
yes, they literally said it's getting too hot around here or whatever they said. Something along the lines of just the heat is too much right now. So,
Mhm.
even though it's the Death Riders, but okay. Um but that was very interesting. He bumps into MJF, which then MJF just does a backstage promo talking about how, Jeff Jarrett doesn't have him on its side, or doesn't have him on his side. So this is going to end up being the Outlaws' last ride.
Is it? Can it be fucking? Can it be your contract's last ride?
Yeah, I wish it was MJF's last ride in AEW, but unfortunately, here we are.
This
Um,
buffoon is probably stuck here for like at least 3 years, if
oh,
not
three.
5.
Yeah, I was at least three, at
Yeah,
least.
this fucking buffoon.
But knowing Tony Khan, it's probably something along the lines of a 3-year deal with a company 5-year option, so they get to choose if they roll him over or not.
Which is
So
just crazy work.
yeah, hopefully not. Hopefully MJF's in the position where he gets to choose his option and not the company, but which I mean I would think, but you never know at this point, dude. Yes, the Young Bucks are the IWG Tag Team Champions. So
Oh, they are?
yes, they won them at Wrestle Dynasty.
Oh god, I think I knew that, but oh man, I don't even know at this point with that whole circle of anything.
Yeah, so speaking of the last outlaw, Claudio versus Jeff Jarrett. I want you guys to understand either way, AEW, if they did not have Claudio win this clean, which, spoiler alert, they did not, they they were in the position to feel heat from all sides because on one side of the coin, you were going to have Jeff Jarrett beat Claudio clean. On the other side of the coin, you were going to have to take the entire fucking Death Riders to beat Jeff Jarrett. And which one do you guys think they ended up going with? They are both horrible, but they ended up thinking it was a great idea to have the entirety of the Death Riders come out there to put down Jeff Jarrett. Mind you, the guy who is probably actually going to end up taking down the Death Riders in Darby Allin, Claudio in December mopped the floor with him by himself.
Decimated fucking Darby. No contest. And how many times have challengers already facing Mox lost to just a Wheeler Yuta interference? But it takes the whole group to stop Jeff Jarrett.
Remember that deflating end to Full Gear? When Wheeler
It was
Yuta just came in Busaiku kneed Orange Cassidy, and that was it?
That was it. That's all it took. A single Busaiku knee from just Wheeler Yuta. But to take down Jeff Jarrett, whole faction. All of them.
Yuta distracts the referee. Moxley rolls in the ring and hits a Death Rider, or a paradigm shift, whatever you call it, on Jeff Jarrett while the ref is not looking. Claudio hits 2 neutralizers, 2 finishers.
2.
And he beats Jeff Jarrett. You brought out the actual world champion in Jon Moxley to slay Jeff fucking Jarrett. But you mopped the floor with Darby Allin.
The guy who's gonna come in this group and beat them. He's gonna come back and beat these guys, or it's supposed to at least. And he got mopped. But it takes the whole group to stop Jeff Jarrett from even facing Mox in the first place. Oh.
Good God. Jarrett is laying there, and MJF comes out. At this point, I'm throwing my hands in the air, saying, oh, fucking please, make the show be over.
Literally. It's just like the second thing on the show, too.
Yes. MJF grabs the microphone, or he comes out there with the microphone. He goes to bring the microphone to his mouth, and then he takes out Jeff Jarrett. He clotheslines him, and I believe he hit him with the ring. And then he grabs the mic, and he says, I respect my elders, so I'm not going to say I told you so. I don't care what you told him. This is, who asked for this on television?
Literally.
Please stop promoting or hinting at an MJF and Jeff Jarrett partnership or match. We asked for MJF to get out of a feud with Adam Cole because it was insufferable. And what do? You managed to put him in something more insufferable. A program with Jeff Jarrett. How the hell do you manage that?
I don't know, dude. I don't know how you manage any of this shit. How he got any of these people in the position they're all in is just beyond fuck to me.
So that was that. That was that. Claudio defeats Jeff Jarrett with help from the entirety of the Death Riders.
A whole group. It took that man out.
Good fucking God, man. Ricochet versus AR Fox. Ricochet and AR Fox had what was a pretty good match. It ended with Ricochet hitting the Vertigo on AR Fox. Swerve comes out for the save. Swerve comes out for the save to save his boy AR Fox. And here we are. Tony Schiavone says the crowd is going crazy for Sore.
For who?
For Sore.
Sore.
Mm-hmm.
He has a sore?
I don't know if he is sore or if he's soaring through the sky. But the crowd, when Swerve came out for the save, the crowd is going crazy for Sore.
You're going crazy for sore, man. My brain is sore watching AEW Dynamite, man, because they love sore. Apparently, they just love whoever that is.
Sore.
Sore. That's Swerve. Sore. Sore Strickland.
Somehow Tony Schiavone outdoes himself in this same fucking segment.
Wow.
So Sore Strickland is attacking Ricochet through the ringside area. He gets him in the ring to do the Sore Stomp, and Ricochet grabs AR Fox as a human shield almost to the Swerve Stomp, as he's holding the pair of scissors to his throat. Tony Schiavone says he decides to, with all his intelligence, he decides to say to the masses, where did Ricochet get those scissors? Were they in his trunks? Yeah, Tony, he was just fucking wrestling for 10 minutes with fucking scissors in his trunks.
Yeah, he was landing on his ass from fucking at least 3 feet up at all times, right on some scissors. Yep. Good lord, his ass apparently looks like New Jack's forehead, according to Tony Schiavone.
Yeah, I guess. Either that, or he was just stabbing himself in the fucking cock for 10 minutes with the scissors.
Just got him running, just got him bouncing around down there, stabbing all over. Like, were
What
they
the
in his trunks? Dude, stop. Please, just stop.
Were they in his trunks? Are you fucking serious right now? Are you kidding me? The Ricochet uses AR Fox as a human shield to get Swerve not to do the Swerve Stomp, and he slowly inches himself out of the ring and walks away untouched before their match next week, or I guess in at this point in 2 days. So yeah, that was that. That was that match, and I mean, for if you listen to it on mute, it wasn't a bad segment at all. But good lord, can this commentary absolutely fuck up what honestly wasn't even a bad segment, dude? It wasn't. It was just you listening to this commentary team is a whole nother beast in itself on top of AEW's problems. But no, again, if you watch the segment on mute, it wasn't bad at all. But yeah, that was that.
Definitely, man. It wasn't bad overall. It's just horrible commentary, man. That commentary is just horrible. They can make anything that's even decent just look or sound bad because they're just either blabbing on about this or that. They're asking dumb questions. They're just messing words and names up. It's just a constant state, man, and it just really does not help AEW's case with the quality of their television, dude.
No. They aired a close up
Mm-hmm.
for the Death Riders. And It was like it's called like AEW Close Up. They do it on their YouTube channel. AEW, I would say it's like a 20-minute long video, and on the YouTube version of it, the first time I watched this, they hit it a lot better on Dynamite. When I tell you they edited this thing to make this probably about the funniest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. So
Well,
they get to one point in the close up, and Claudio is saying, we're not here to destroy AEW. We're here to build the building blocks for the future.
okay.
I swear to you, bro, not 2 seconds later, it cuts to Pac. And this man is sitting in a sauna, and he says, our mission is to burn this company to the ground.
Sounds like the AEW creative process. Just a bunch of fucking conflicting heads. Just we're doing this. No, we're doing this. Worst part is it's all one guy's head. Tony Khan. It's the worst part about it. Yeah, there's a bunch of conflicting heads running the creative, but it's all one guy. It's just Tony Khan. Both guys are Tony Khan. Good Lord. Way to contradict yourself.
Tony has lost the vision so hard with the Death Riders. This is, I mean, I don't know. I honestly don't even know how the hell I'm saying this, but how are you making another case so close to Adam Cole and MJF for the worst handling of a major storyline in your company history? You
Back, dude.
you have lost the vision so fucking ridiculously hard with the Death Riders. Uh, what are they here to do?
Yeah.
Where is the higher power that they used to talk about?
Where's the
Where
goal where they don't want to do this, but they have to?
w-
What?
are they
Why?
don't they want to save the company. They want to build the company, and set the future up. No, they want to burn the company down. Like what is the vision here, dude? And we just read a report on Friday saying that Tony Khan is here to oversee and make sure AEW's vision stays intact, right? We heard he was in the weeds. What is the vision, Tony? Have you ever asked
Yeah.
yourself that, or do you just move on a day-to-day basis on what your vision for the day is? I mean, what
Do
is
you
the
not
vision?
do you not ask yourself what's the end game to something? Or do you not want to get something done and think, oh, how are we gonna get there? No, none of it. It's literally the most week by week fucking nonsensical shit every time. This week it's one thing, next week it's another, and then one week it's both at the same time, back to back, dude. Whether it's MJF and Adam Cole, MJF and Jeff Jarrett, the Death Rider story, dude. Dynamite is the most just just puzzle of a booking I've ever seen, dude. It's a literal puzzle that its maker cannot solve because he just invents new pieces week by week. It's a fucking mess, dude. It sucks. Death Riders have no fucking end game. There's no goal. There's no nothing. They're just here. They're here until they won't be. And that's AEW. This is happening until it isn't, and people are here till they're not. That's all Tony Khan operates by.
Good Lord. Switchblade versus Wheeler Yuta. I Dude,
Main event, dude.
this
What?
match went for genuinely, I want to say about like 20 minutes, bro. This was ridiculously long to the point where I'm watching this and I'm scrolling around on my phone, and you know when you have those moments of like, oh man, I need to be watching this. Like, man, or you know when you have those moments of like, oh, I've been scrolling on my phone for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I had like 4 of those moments while I was watching this match. I was like, oh shit, I better, get my attention back on the screen. and it was boring, so I went back on my phone. And then a large
Do
sum
it
of time
again.
went on, and I was like, oh shit, damn, this is still boring. And I went back on my phone. I'm like, oh, damn, this is still on. I'm like, all right,
It's
let
just
me pay attention. This is probably gonna end soon. Then they would lose my interest. I went back on my phone, and I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous. I've been on my phone for like 20 minutes, bro. Like, what is this gonna end? I'm like, are they fucking with me right now? Did I accidentally fucking sit on the fucking back button on my remote? What? Oh, did it bring me back to the start of the match? Like, why is this still happening? I genuinely was watching this match thinking, damn, this is fucking going on forever. And it just kept happening. This was nuts, bro.
literally. It's literally just Tony Khan. Even though he doesn't have enough TV time between both shows and doesn't showcase his people enough. He doesn't know how to book these shows properly to where he has to drag out nothing matches to fill the time. A man that does not need to fill the time for a show at all still just fills time for no reason. Insane work. This dude has no clue what he's doing. No clue. None whatsoever.
Yeah. Switchblade ended up beating Yuta
No
with
way.
a Bade runner. And
Come on, dude.
and
A bait runner.
and rated R FTR came out for the save because the Death Riders started to attack Jay White
I thought I
every
thought
week, bro.
every week it ends, and I thought FTR only cared when they attacked friends. Uh, I guess
Oh,
the friends.
they cut a promo here. It gets better.
Oh yeah, they
It gets
did.
better. You'll
Unfortunately,
see what they got to beef with this week. So Dax comes out here with rated R FTR, and Dax says, "We don't have a problem with how you guys do things, but we have a problem with what you did to the Rock and Roll Express. And we challenge you on Collision to a Mid-South street fight."
It again with this fucking group. I don't care that you damn near retired Brian Danielson again. I don't care that you're jumping a bunch of people, but don't jump our friends, homie. What in the fuck? How I'm so by logic, I'm supposed to cheer for these guys? You're telling me to cheer for these guys when they are literally on the mic every week, and they just say some variation of "I don't care what you guys are doing, but you did it to one of our friends, so we have a problem." Homie, they're supposed to be the heroes. Imagine Spider-Man coming in just, I'm not robbing this bank. I'm not stopping this bank robbery because it's, the good thing to do. I'm doing it because I bank here and I don't want my interest rates to go up. So I'm gonna stop this bank robbery. Homie, man, you you can't play these people up as fucking babyface heroes when they don't care that the villains are being villains. They just don't like that it's to them. Homie, what? Oh my god. What is this show? What are these characters? What is this story?
Uh, uh I don't know. I don't know, dude. After everything the Death Riders have done, the words "we don't have a problem with how you guys do things" should never, ever, ever, ever come out of your fucking mouth.
Just
These guys are supposed to be the most
the
dastardly, villainous group taking the company by storm. Having your baby faces go out there and say, we don't have a problem with how you guys do things, should never be a choice of dialogue.
No, 'cause it just muddies everything up. There's a not everything has to be in terms of good guys, bad guys, has to be black and white. Usually, it's best when things are gray, but it doesn't make sense when you take your pen and you just start scribbling all over the shit. There is no color, there's not even a gray, it's just mush. You just smeared mud all over your fucking characters. It's pointless.
They don't give a shit what they did to anybody else. All the
Anybody.
casualties that they talk about in AEW with the Death Riders. They retired Danielson and they took out Orange Cassidy and this and the X, Y, and Z. You care about the Rock and Roll Express. That's all you fucking care about. After
Well, you,
everything the company has hyped up that the Death Riders have done to the company.
it's
They
it's not.
they tried to injure Will Hobbs,
Hmm.
right? They ended Chuck Taylor's career, all that shit. And all you have to do is come out there and say, we don't have a problem with how you guys do things, but what you did to the Rock and Roll Express. Not the laundry list of guys to come along and be taken out by the Death Riders. The Rock
Exactly.
and Roll Express.
And you don't even, you could easily play it up as we don't like what you're doing, and we've been planning on doing this, but you guys fast tracked it by going after people we care about. Not something like that where you got personal with them, so it's like, okay, now we're really gonna go hard. It's, oh, we didn't care in the first place, but now we care. Dude, that's not the good. That's not what a good guy does. It's not how they operate. You can't get behind that.
No,
Well,
I couldn't get behind FTR before. I mean, this makes it even fucking
no.
worse.
That's besides the point is, they were already kind of insufferable on their own, but then you just fucking muddy it up, make insufferable characters even worse. Holy fuck. I don't like anybody in this circle. I don't like the Death Riders. I don't like none of the baby faces that are trying to take them down. What the fuck? I don't like anybody here. You all suck.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. That was that.
Gotta love Dynamite.
Yeah, I gotta fucking love it, dude. Mariah May cuts a promo. She says everyone is acting like this is the return of Tony Storm. She says that's nothing to be proud of because you can play any Tony Storm you want. You could play the Tony Storm who gave her heart to a woman who used her for her gold. Or what about the Tony Storm whose most memorable moment was bleeding and crying in my arms? Or the Tony Storm who walked out of Wembley Stadium, Japan, and Mexico because she couldn't touch me. You could play any Tony Storm you would like. The endings are the same. She said she doesn't need to role play because you don't need to role play when you are this good. You don't need to change a thing. She said, I am the woman from hell. Look now and never forget, I am your AEW Women's World Champion.
Look at that.
This was actually a really, really, really fucking good promo. I always talk about Mariah May and how I love her delivery. To me, in all my years of watching pro wrestling, that's one of the most important things I find about your promo, or a promo, is the way you deliver. Is the way you deliver your lines, and Mariah May just has such a dastardly delivery, and it's such a and she just has such a low and eerie tone and cadence. It does make her promos stand out a lot. So this was great, and every time they give her a mic, she hits it out of the park. The problem is they never give her a fucking mic.
Hmm. Exactly, man. If they just gave her a mic more and let her just chop it up on her own with all the people she's been facing, would have been great. But they rarely do that. But look what happens. You finally give her a mic, and it's a fucking phenomenal ass promo. She has incredible cadence. It's so just eerie and just her her cadence and her like personality as a heel is just great. She has no remorse, no feelings for what she does. She has her goals and she's gonna accomplish them no matter what. And that's a good ass heel. Love what she does, man. I just wish we were able to get more of this during her reign.
Yes. The Guns. Good lord, they have been
Yeah,
resurrected. They
yeah,
have dug
we're
them
trying.
out from the grave.
I don't know about that one yet.
They're probably about to do that upon return. Um, but the Guns have a vignette where it looks like they will be coming back as baby faces. They did not say a lick of anything. It was just a montage of them doing random shit around the house. Bro was just walking around outside, and then Austin was driving in the car listening to Many Men by 50 Cent. It looks like they're going to be coming back as baby faces, and I will say, honestly, I may be in the
See how it goes.
minority. I am actually excited for this. I have somewhat missed these guys, and I have missed actual teams in the tag team division very
Exactly.
much.
Very fucking much mixed. God, I can't talk tonight. Missed actual teams in this tag team division, and they're coming back. And you know, they were really boring at first when they came into the company, but they're slowly getting something that I don't mind watching, that I like to see. And especially if they come back with many men. If they come back with many men, I might have to fucking focus on them a little more, man. But I I like what they've been doing. I like, that little vignette, and I'm very intrigued to see how they are and like what they are when they come back.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. The Vendetta. They call out Harley Cameron. They say Harley Cameron is theirs now after costing them a match on Collision.
Mm.
Who fucking cares?
Literally, why does Deanna Prazo have a vendetta against her and not Tony Khan? Is my real question. Why
Yeah,
doesn't it?
it's a
Why is
great question.
you might as well call the whole AEW roster the vendetta against Tony Khan?
Might as well have, bro. Might as well have, man. Mercedes Monet in the main event of the show, defeated
Literally,
Yuka Sakazaki with a moneymaker.
why was this the main event? What did
This
this gain anybody by being the main event?
nothing. Absolutely nothing. This was boring. I mean, it was boring, dude. I mean, what do you expect, man? You're putting Mercedes Monet against somebody who we see quarterly on AEW television, who your audience has no investment to other than Tony Khan closing his eyes, putting his arm in the toy or in the toy box, mixing up his action figures, and he's mixing them up. And who's gonna face me? Oh, Yuka Sakazaki. All right, we're gonna put her in the main event against Mercedes. It's boring, bro. This is
Yeah,
boring. This episode of AEW Dynamite was boring, and I hope that they have something big planned for Atlanta next week. Will
God,
they?
I hope.
Probably not. And we're gonna continue on this path of AEW just deny, 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 and they're just gonna continue to drive fans away, man. But no, I thought this episode was incredibly stale, and I thought this episode fucking sucked, dude. I thought this
No,
episode sucked.
I thought it was really fucking boring, man. AEW just doesn't know how to fire anymore, man. They don't. It's just either it's very confusing or insulting or it's just flat out boring, man. It has its moments, You got your Hurt Business in there, you got your Hangman and Swerve in there, which you got your glimpses of light, but
Yeah.
it's just a dark ass room, dude, and those little night lights can only do so much to lighten it up, man. So, there's so much that can be good about AEW every week, but every week I'm just sitting here disappointed after Dynamite because I'm either sitting there disappointed or just flat out bored and tired from watching that show, man. So it's just I every week I just get sad about AEW because they just got a great roster. They could tell so many great stories, man,
Oh, of
and they
course.
just they just don't, man. It's just more depressing than anything watching AEW at this point. So another week where Dynamite was just a fucking bore fest overall.
Yeah. If ever you need to wake yourself up after 9 o'clock happens on a Wednesday night and you are just worn out from 2 hours of a waste of your Wednesday night, man, go ahead and get yourself some W Energy, man. W Energy is a clean energy drink formula, or is a clean energy drink loaded with vitamins and nootropics formulated to improve focus without getting the jitters, man. W Energy is a clean formula that is sugar free, 0 calorie, free from fillers and artificial colorings with 150 milligrams of caffeine per serving. You can get your W Energy products today with the link below and code NHP at checkout to save yourselves 10% off your next W purchase, man. Shout out to W, the official sponsor of what we do here at NHP. As always, shout out W.
Really, always got to shout out W, man. Great product. It'll keep you up during Dynamite, during work, during a workout, or if you're like us, just want to complain all day, it'll keep you up for that, man. So try
Yeah.
W.
All right. Monday Night Raw.
Fucking meat and potatoes, unscripted.
Yes, finally to the good part. Yes.
Took those
Dynamite is the vegetables that
exactly.
that everybody likes to skip over. Let me get to my steak, man. Come on. Here we are.
Exactly. Some weeks you get your dynamites where it's cheese and broccoli, and you're like, okay, I could dig into this. But most weeks it's just that unseasoned bagged broccoli where
Yep.
you just push it to the side, and you maybe that's what you feed to your dog. But overall, we're at the meat and potatoes of what we like to do, which is complain. But
Hate you. um Monday Night Raw, your February 3rd edition of Monday Night Raw from Cleveland, Ohio. What the fuck was with the feed, bro? I
bro,
mean, dude, this
I,
honestly, we had a month straight of like,
great
everybody was
quality.
like, yeah, honestly, everybody was like, oh, Netflix is going to fuck up on you guys or whatever. We had a month of me being like, oh, Netflix hasn't been fucking up at all.
No,
Tonight, dude, it looked like the Wyatt Six was gonna take over the fucking show, man. I mean, it was just like in and out, bro. Like, dude, what was going on, bro? How did they not get that fixed? I don't know what they had going on tonight, man. But whatever it was, somebody was fucking stepping on the power cord or something. I don't know what the fuck was going on there, bro.
no, exactly, man. They didn't put that little fucking strip of things you got to put over the power cord over a door or something, man, because people were just walking all over it, dude. I mean, when AEW has their fucking production fuck ups, you guys know I'm on that shit, and I got to be on that shit tonight. That was
For sure,
very disappointing, and it took you out of the show at some parts, dude. That type of shit will take you out of show, and it was doing it for me. Um, I'm glad it really didn't do it at the very end of Dynamite. I don't even care if it's at Dynamite at this point. But of Raw, I'm glad it didn't happen at the very end with what happened at the end of the show. But dude, just all throughout the night, just screens going black and flickering and making noise, and then you can't hear the show. And then like even just when that wasn't happening, there would be random points where the show would just skip ahead a couple seconds because it's technically delayed because it's glitching out. Just Massive Netflix, man. No, obviously nothing to do on WWE side. It's all Netflix, man. But I don't know how they're gonna fucking increase their price, and then literally right after increasing their price, start fucking up, dude. It's like, where's our money going? Where's our money going, man?
Yeah, apparently not into thicker fucking antenna cords, because good god, that wasn't that was not in the repertoire tonight. Um Another thing I want to talk about in the beginning of the show, the WrestleMania sign. Mwah,
Mhm. Oh,
beautiful.
it's so
Dude,
good.
like in the WrestleMania logo, the letters have got like the individual, like bubbles in them, as almost like it's like a light bulbs in them, and it
Mhm.
through the night, it would light up from one side and it would like wave to the other side, and
Oh,
then it looks so fucking
incredible.
clean, bro. It looks so clean, and it looked great.
Oh, dude, it really did. It was obviously hard to see at Royal Rumble because it was just
Yeah,
a
so
tiny
far
thing in
away.
a massive
Yep.
arena. But in those Raw arenas, dude, even 15,000 deep like Dynamite used to be able to do, it still just looks incredible. Obviously, you guys know me. I always talk about how I love the gambling theme, love Double or Nothing, love this year's WrestleMania, and that sign is just perfection, dude. It really is.
Yes, it is. The show starts with the 2025 Royal Rumble winner, Jay Uso. Jay comes out, obviously, over as hell. He's he's
Obviously,
he's yeeting with his
it is.
new orange yeet shirt.
Bro's collecting all the colors. Might as well call him Thanos.
He's on his John Cena flow, bro. If he ever feuds with The Rock, I think we all know what The Rock will be calling him. Um,
Oh yeah,
Jay Uso's definitely going to be added to the Fruity Pebble box for sure, for
I think he
sure.
will be at it.
So Jay is out in the ring. He thanks the fans. He thanks the fans. He says he doesn't know what to say, but let me rap. I came in the game almost 15 years ago, and no, he was not actually rapping this. I came in the game like almost 15 years ago. He says he was just
Reese,
trying to make a living becoming a professional wrestler as a tag team with his twin brother. He carried on the family legacy. He spoke about being nervous going into the pandemic era and stepping out on his own. Fast forward, and he was in the bloodline. He says those are all cool chapters of my career. And doing the single stuff at first, he had no confidence. And he didn't know if he had it. But coming out here today, he says, I got it. He says he worked hard to get to this spot and to get to his position. He thinks he thanks the fans and he thanks his family. At this point in the promo, he's starting to tear up and he's kind of choking over his words because he says, because of us, he is the Royal Rumble winner and he is in the main event of WrestleMania, and it is just him, Oos. The first part of this promo, well, honestly, I thought the whole segment was good, but the first part of this promo, man, is all true. Again, like we said on the Royal Rumble review, I am beyond happy for Jey Uso. Not
yeah,
once did we say Jey did not deserve it. Not
no,
once did nothing like that. Not once did we say we weren't happy for Jey.
yeah,
Jey,
we would. Mm-hmm.
again, come on here all the time. You guys see me wearing my Yeet shirts and whatnot. I love Jey.
Seeing with his heat glasses.
Yeah, I do have. They're right there. They're right beside me. I love Jey. I do. Oh, good lord! Ray Phoenix is reposting. Ray Phoenix versus Walter. What the fuck? This guy.
I love Ray Phoenix, and that man is goaded.
Not once not once did we utter sentiments of not being happy for Jey or that Jey doesn't deserve this. And honestly, what they did tonight are early building blocks for what could be a good story to tell going into WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
What I was saying, and it still stands, you could have done so much more for Gunther
Mm-hmm.
at WrestleMania. And again, I love Jay. I'm happy for Jay. And it's ridiculous that you have to say that because a lot of people, again, have selective hearing and they believe
Oh
what they
yeah.
want to believe and they hear what they want to hear. Jay is great and I love Jay. Okay. That's for this rant, that's going to be my last time saying it. But it still stands. Jay Uso, I'm sorry, should not right now be going after a World Heavyweight Championship. I
No.
don't think it was the right time. And again, I said it on the Royal Rumble review. Jay Uso had his loudest, and if you guys think the entrances you've been seeing over the last month were loud, go back and watch Backlash in France. Jay Uso, I'm telling you right now, Jay Uso being crowned in Paris, at Clash in Paris, if you wanted to crown him there, would have been the perfect place to crown him. With Jay winning the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania fucks a lot up because Gunther, I believe, was going to be the guy to be the final boss for John Cena, which is why I would have Gunther go over at WrestleMania. I would make it so believable, almost to the point where people are predicting Jey Uso to win the match at WrestleMania, and I would have Gunther pull out the victory. Personally, that's what I would do. But Jey Uso winning the World Heavyweight Championship, it's just not the right time, in my honest opinion. And again, we've said it for the past year and a half. We eventually do want to see Jey Uso win the World Heavyweight Championship. We've said that, or a World Championship. We've said that multiple times. But I'm telling you right now, his reign, and I don't want to hear it. Because when he has that World Heavyweight Championship reign, and when it is and when it goes an entire summer long and you guys are complaining about it, I don't want to hear it because I'm going to be right here to tell you guys I told you so. And if I'm wrong, there's not many people in the IWC that do admit when they're wrong. And we are not two of those people. I will always admit when I'm wrong. And I fucking hope I am because I love Jay. But I'm telling you right now, him holding a world championship for a summer, that is a recipe for disaster. That is a fucking recipe for disaster. And I don't know. I don't know, man. Jay and Gunther just wasn't the match for me, man. It was not the match for me. And again, everybody wanting to pull the business card out of their back pocket, I get it. Okay, I'm talking about creatively how much sense it makes, or the lack of how much sense it makes creatively. Business wise, obviously I fucking get it. Obviously they're gonna sell merch like crazy going, and obviously I get why they did it from a business perspective. What my point is creatively, Gunther versus Jey Uso, I'm sorry, is not a WrestleMania match. It's not.
No, not in Mania's current state. Again, you have to preference it like I do, because that's just how wrestling fans work. You say you like apples, you hate oranges. You know how it goes, man. I like Jay. I love Jay.
Yep.
He's great. I think he should be a world champ at some point this year, probably, but not this Mania. And it's not even that it's not for me a Mania worthy, opponent or match. I think it can be, but not in this Mania where you're clogged with so many main eventers doing main event things at the same time as Jey Uso. It's not his spot. You have Roman you got to deal with. Roman and Drew you got to deal with. Drew McIntyre by himself you have to deal with. Seth, Punk, Cody, probably not The Rock at this point by the looks of it, so probably Cody and Cena. John, you have so many players this year. Look at the end of that Royal Rumble match. Look at that last 10 in that Royal Rumble match. All those players alone had, to me, more important things to do than Jey Uso this year at
Yep.
WrestleMania. I love Jay. I'm glad he got his moment. Um, if I were to give him a Royal Rumble moment, I think next year probably would have been the better Royal Rumble moment for him if you really want to give him that. Um, and I'm glad he's going to get the world title. I'm glad he's getting his flowers. Don't, I don't know how wrestling fans come to the conclusion. I didn't like a decision, so I hate the person. I hope they get fired or whatever. You know how wrestling fans go. But I like Jay, and I think he's great. It just wasn't the time. And I think it's not even about Jay. It's about Jay being in that position disaligned so many other people's decisions this
Mm-hmm.
year for WrestleMania. That's the problem. Because, to me at least, I think Gunther should have faced Punk and Seth, or some variation of at least one of those two. I think Cody probably should have faced Cena, and which he is going to face Cena, but you could also had other people on that table, which now it has to be Cena from the looks of things. Um, you had Punk's WrestleMania main event, which to me doesn't hit the same without it being a championship match. Personally, you have Roman Reigns, which, after tonight, and we'll talk about it. Will he be in the show? No way he misses it. You have Seth Rollins, who I think should have been around Drew McIntyre and Gunther in that circle. You have so many pieces that just had their great stories aligned and ready for Mania, and Jey Uso winning just de-aligned everything and took the train off the tracks, dude. And that train, it was perfectly assembled, and it was going in a great direction, man. That's why I'm annoyed at this Jey Uso win. Not that I don't want him to succeed, not any of that. I'm happy for him. I'm glad he got the entrance he did tonight. I'm glad the fans literally wanted an encore of his entrance tonight because he's that over. I get it, but it just wasn't the time creatively for Jey Uso to do this, and I still, in my decisions, would have made CM Punk the winner of the Royal Rumble. But I like Jay. Got a preference that I like Jay. I just wouldn't do this. And I wouldn't have made Jey Uso versus Gunther the WrestleMania match. I'm sorry, that's just not the path that this year had entail for it. It's smaller than what it could have been.
Yes, and one thing specifically that annoys me, if you do end Gunther's reign at WrestleMania, you had the perfect opportunity to have CM Punk feud with Gunther going into that whole fall, time in the company during the fall. You opted to go with Damian Priest because, as reports told us, you wanted to save Punk for a bigger stage. You mean to tell me you're going to end Gunther's championship reign feuding with Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Jey Uso? You didn't add no guys to elevate him and further put him in that upper echelon. I mean, he's already there, but to further put his name up against top, tier talent, that's a
Like,
little that's a little weak, bro. That's a weak ass move. And again, I'm sitting in the boat with you still. I would have 1000% had Punk
mhm.
win that Rumble. I would have had him go on to face Seth. I would have had him go on to face Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship in a triple threat match. Do Cena versus Cody and have Cena lose. And then do a redemption all throughout the summer, which leads him to Gunther at SummerSlam. That would have been
Mhm.
perfect. That would have been fucking perfect. And then at SummerSlam as well, you can have King of the Ring winner Drew McIntyre go on to dethrone Rhodes at that show. I think that would have been great. But that's not the way they went. And again, I'm happy for Jay, but
Yeah,
it just
I'm
was
glad
not, like you said, there was bigger things I think they needed to tackle around this Mania season. And like you were saying, it's not so much about Jay. Is with Jay winning,
it just disaligned everything. That's
it
all it was.
it disaligned a lot of things. It disaligned, and you can clearly tell already
Mhm.
whatever Drew McIntyre's plans were are absolutely fucking in the gutter right now,
It,
which I cannot wait to talk about that come Friday because good
man.
lord. And on top of that, Punk, Roman, and Seth, I may seriously be in the minority, and I'm sure it's going to be a banger match, but that just does not.
It's not
What is
what
that?
this was built
What exactly is that for?
like. What? Why is that's not the end game? I'm sorry. Like the end game was Punk, Seth, Gunther. Gunther retains by Seth and Punk being so distracted with each other. Drew McIntyre's end game was Roman Reigns. This whole problem for everything the past fucking 3 goddamn years as his goal has been destroying Roman Reigns. And he's not getting that goal. Like, are you kidding me? He's getting. We'll talk about who he's getting on Friday, but holy shit, he went from fucking man. We'll talk about that part on Friday, but that was Drew McIntyre's whole goal was Roman Reigns, and he's literally not getting that.
That is Drew McIntyre's WrestleMania opponent is some of the lamest creative I think I've ever fucking heard of, man. And that is just absolutely heartbreaking, being that the year Drew McIntyre is coming out of for WWE in 2024, to see what they have for him at Mania. It almost reminds me of when, and yes, I'm going to compare it to this. It almost reminds me of 2023 when Rollins had that kick-ass year. Or no, sorry. In 2022 when Rollins had that kick-ass year, he put everybody over. He put everybody
It was
over.
gatekeeper.
He played gatekeeper. He made everybody else priority. We get to WrestleMania 39 and they give him Logan fucking Paul. It reminds me of that. Drew McIntyre did all the work he did to get Damian fucking Priest at WrestleMania.
That lower mid Carter, man. You come on, dude. Come on. Like Drew is your most valuable guy. He was mine. He was yours, and he was our fan vote for our year-end awards of male wrestler of the year. He was the wrestler of 2024 of these stories, and this is what he gets for WrestleMania and his reward. Damian Priest.
How the
Good.
hell, how the fucking hell did you not give Roman and Drew a match on WrestleMania? What?
In rhetoric, dude.
That's like the how is that not a no-brainer? And where the hell did you come up with Damian Priest?
Like, dude, at the very least, bro, if you're doing Jay for the world title and obviously Punk and Seth are not in that, you could have just done Punk and Seth, Roman and Drew,
I was just
called
gonna
it a
say
day.
that. Yep.
I would have been satisfied. But you take Drew and his amazing story, and you put his WrestleMania opponent against someone who he had nothing to do with this whole year, who he realistically should not give a fuck about. What the fuck?
He the shit with Damian Priest and Drew was after Mania. Why are you going? That was at Clash at the Castle. We're way past that. I mean,
It was more guilty by association with Priest than more than anything anyway. It was like, bro, this battle wasn't even with Priest, even in their battle.
the stars of the show were Punk and Drew. Priest was the beneficiary of Punk's hatred for Drew McIntyre.
It was, I got fucked out of my title. You got it because I got fucked out. I still hate Punk, but I'm gonna try to get that back. But it's still fuck Punk forever. That was the story. It had really nothing to. You could have slot anybody in Priest's position, which I've obviously, if you guys watched earlier last year, you guys know us. It would have been LA Knight in that position. But you could have slotted anybody in there, and the story would have been the exact same with the exact same impact with Damian Priest. You could have swapped him for anybody.
Damian Priest being Drew McIntyre's WrestleMania opponent is seriously the saddest shit I think I've ever heard for a guy coming out. Again, it reminds me of, like I just said, the 2022 that Seth Rollins had. He did all that in that year, and in the year of 2023 for WrestleMania, they give him Logan Paul. This is a slap in the face to Drew McIntyre. Damian Priest as a WrestleMania match, being that this dude, Drew, came back and set his sights on the bloodline and ultimately set his sights on Roman Reigns to then some fucking how get Damian Priest. That is a weak ass move going into WrestleMania. That is a weak ass move. And how you do Drew like that, man, I have no idea, bro. Because again, he was my men's superstar of the year. He was the fan votes superstar of the year. He was Sir K's superstar of the year. He won, I believe, the fan vote for match of the year, as well as my match of the year as well. I think he was Sir K's runner-up. The dude had a fucking phenomenal 2024.
Mm-hmm.
And you reward him with Damian mid-card Priest.
Like, dude, what a fucking sad ending. And I do feel like he will get that Roman match where it still is the end game, but I'm tired of the Triple H waiting, dude. You don't have to wait fucking years to accomplish something, dude. It's better to live in the moment and just fucking just get it over with in terms of the fans want it. That's what they're hoping for. Yeah, sometimes it is more valuable to stretch it out and wait. But when you're stretching everything out, then everything's so stretched thin, I don't care until the end. And now WrestleMania should have been an end game for Roman and Drew. Mm-hmm.
And if you were going to stretch it out, don't blatantly have Drew come back and say, I'm coming for the bloodline. I'm coming for Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
How do we get to Damian Priest? How are you going to make it make sense to me that he has to take a detour to get to Damian Priest?
And now I have a question. My original thought was, Jay and Jimmy would get together finally this WrestleMania and do some sort of probably, something together, something with the bloodline. Dude, what does Jimmy do at WrestleMania now? What does Jimmy?
I
Probably
could
U.S. title.
I
That's
could
why.
honestly see them doing at the end, I can't remember the number. The end of the one WrestleMania where Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero were celebrating with their 2 world championships. I honestly could see Jay and Jimmy celebrating with the US and
In the
the
middle of the
World
road.
Heavyweight Championship. I could see them doing something like that.
I could see that, man. It's
We have lost them. We've lost her case somewhere in the Discord servers. In the
good.
Oh, okay.
Am I
Okay.
back?
Yes, you are back.
Never fucking fails, dude. But it's just and the biggest victim of all this, dude, is Drew McIntyre. If we still got Drew and Roman, I would be fine with all of this.
Yeah.
But that's the killer in all of this. Is that match and that move specifically is the killer in all of this for me.
How you came up with that conclusion blows my mind. And being that we did not see Drew McIntyre on Raw tonight, I'm almost sure, which obviously he's supposed to hopefully still dethrone Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam or win King of the Ring, hopefully, and go on to dethrone Cody Rhodes. Being that now Drew McIntyre is fully moved over to SmackDown. Yeah, I mean the writing's on the wall, bro. The writing is more evident than ever. It's gonna be Damian Priest.
Exactly. And you mentioned King of the Ring. That's your only way out of this year for Drew McIntyre. He has no other person. It has to be Drew McIntyre to be the King of the Ring this year. He has to be. That's your only way out of this mess.
King McIntyre needs to
Oh,
happen
that's fire. That's fire.
because if you feed him that shit sandwich for WrestleMania and do not crown him WWE champion at SummerSlam, I have a fucking problem. Because they did him dirty this year at WrestleMania. Dirty.
Real dirty, bro.
You might as well have had him get his lick back on Solo for costing him the fucking match at Clash at the Castle. That would have made more sense than Damian Priest.
You picked the most random fucking person for him to face, dude. Fucking so goddamn random. Sami Zayn would make more sense, dude. What the fuck is that
Yeah,
match?
and we seen that 35 weeks out of 52 in the main event of fucking Monday Night Raw last year anyway. That
And
would
I
have made
still
more
would,
sense.
yeah, literally, I still would have rather I would have rather saw their 35th match together at WrestleMania than fucking the Priest match.
You bet.
Good lord. Oh,
Anyways, back to the opening segment of Monday Night Raw. So Jay is a very heartwarming speech, like I said, that I read off, and Gunther comes out. Gunther says he would offer his congratulations, but in reality, he's disappointed. Because this possible matchup, as he's pointing at him and Jay, doesn't appeal to me. He says Jay cannot lace his boots. Gunther says he has learned the box office, and he has learned how to make all these people believe he's hanging on by a thread, but he is always in control. Is that supposed to be like some cover-up for what that whole Damian Priest scared-ass Gunther debacle?
yeah.
He learned the box office?
He learned the box office. Whatever the fuck that means. He went to go see Nosferatu, I guess. That's what he
Really?
did. That's how he rebounded from the Damian Priest feud, apparently. He just went to the movies.
I think Triple H needs to learn that Damian Priest is not box office. Because if
He's
that's
not
the case, he
now.
would not have had scary-ass Gunther face off against Damian Priest.
Damian fucking Priest, that lower mid-carder.
He's learned how to make all these people believe that he's hanging on by a thread, but he is always in control. But this time he refuses to do this again with Jay. He says he's in the process of building a legacy for himself. Beating you at WrestleMania does not add anything to my legacy. He says Jay needs to understand his expectations, and beating John Cena, Roman Reigns, or CM Punk would have added something to my legacy. But the situation here is you have everything to gain and I have everything to lose. So if you choose me, you're putting me in a position where I have to force myself to gain something every week. You're putting me in the position where I have to force myself to gain something. He says every week going into WrestleMania will be hell for you. And WrestleMania will be the most horrible display of violence this business has ever seen. I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to put you down like a diseased dog. But the good thing for you is you have options, and I would consider them. Gunther's always great on the stick. Always great.
Mm-hmm.
Jay grabs the mic. He says, "Hold up. Are you tired yet? Because I'm tired. I'm tired of everybody telling me what I can and can't be. I'm just a tag team guy. Not supposed to be in the main event. Not supposed to win the Royal Rumble." He says, "Gunther, I want to let you know I'm going to SmackDown and I'm going to holler at Cody Rhodes. And I'm telling you, whoever I choose, I'm walking into WrestleMania, the 2025 Royal Rumble winner. And I guarantee you, Gunther, I am walking out of WrestleMania as main event, and it will be as a champion. Yeet." Well, that was the opening promo to Monday Night Raw. Good stuff. I can honestly say that it was good. It was very good. And again, as much as I would have preferred something else, nonetheless, they still put on good work. And like I said, off this promo, they do have building blocks to telling a really good story. And props to them if they get me to buy into this and believe and want to believe Jey Uso will beat Gunther. Personally, though, I see the beauty in that as Gunther exactly what Gunther said. The most violent display in WrestleMania history. I wouldn't have it be one-sided. Obviously, I would have it be competitive. It is one of your world title matches at WrestleMania. I would have Gunther, I would have Gunther beat him, to be honest. But if they are going to tell the devastating loss with John Cena losing to Cody Rhodes,
Tell a win.
then I honestly think that, Gunther
Yeah.
is probably, but not to say Gunther can't get it back, in the summer to then go up against Cena, but I would prefer him just to keep it, to be honest, man. But we shall wait and see. But yeah, I mean, this stuff, again, not what I would have preferred for WrestleMania, but that's not to say that this wasn't good stuff. These two are, great at what they do. And again, we are having building blocks to what hopefully should be a very good story, I hope, man. But yeah, that was the opening segment to Monday Night Raw. Like I said, I thought it was very good.
Definitely, man. It's very good. Both guys are great individually with what they do on the mic and in character work and story. And I do think their characters do match up pretty well. They do, and it's overall going to be a good story leading into WrestleMania. Um, I do like the Jey Uso character does really fit as a good opponent for Gunther, man, but
Yeah.
it's just not what I would have done for Mania. I do have to always reference that with it. But no matter what, it was a really good open to Raw. Really great work between these two, and I'm sure it's going to continue. And they do have really good chemistry against each other. It's just there's just always that point of me watching that's just sad because it's not what I would have wanted for WrestleMania, but it is good stuff no matter what between these two.
Definitely. Definitely. Yeah, so that is that. That is that. And what do you know, man? Starting the show off with the hottest thing coming out of your company, the Royal Rumble winner.
Look at that. Well, 'cause some companies don't know how to do the same.
Mm-mm.
They'll have their
No.
world champion in the middle of the show, and then the
Literally,
dynamite.
week after, or days after he won the world title, trot him out there in the middle of the show, the middle of the program at 8:05. Nice. So yeah, that was that. That was that, man. Again, the other thing I'm worried about, and the other thing I don't want to hear at all, when the match is severely underwhelming, I don't want to
Brian
I
does.
don't want to hear about it.
I don't want to hear throughout the summer all this, all that. I mean, literally earlier a few months ago, probably literally a month ago, people were saying the same thing about Jey Uso that they're going to be saying post Mania, but we'll just say we'll wait for the I told you so.
Oh, 100%. And we, we're always lurking in the background with it. But I remember when people wanted Jay to win Money in the Bank, and what were people saying? The guy can't wrestle. The guy's entrance. The guy's this. The guy's that.
Although today I have been laughing at the memes of just picking random wrestlers and having them do fucking internet phrases to get over. I saw one where Andrade got a fucking what did they say Andrade got to do to get over? Damn Daniel or something. Those have been cracking me up today, man.
God, that's funny.
Ugh.
Next up, we get another match from Penta.
Go.
Penta this week was facing Ludwig Kaiser.
We got to see the amazing Ludwig entrance.
We did.
Noted.
Pentagon is getting his move, the sacrifice, his little I guess arm, the move where he bends their arm back.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting that move very over, as the crowd was very hot to see the sacrifice. He hits the sacrifice on Kaiser, and then he hits him with a penta driver for the 1-2-3. Solid match. The two had decent chemistry. As afterwards, Penta was interrupted. Oh, there was going to be an interview that took place with Jackie Redmond, and Pete Dunne came out. And as he was coming to the ring, Penta was attacked by Ludwig Kaiser from behind, man. So obviously, we did hear that this is going to be Pentagon's first feud, and this is something that This is something that's obviously just going to be a start for Pentagon, and I'm interested to
Mhm.
see what exactly he does with I'm interested to see what exactly he does with Kaiser. Again, I'm sure this is just going to be a mini feud before we get to the meat and potatoes of what he's going to do at WrestleMania. But yeah,
Definitely, man. Definitely. I think I'm glad he's obviously in that like workhorse
yes,
circle on Raw, and that's where his first feud is. And I think that's where his continuous Mania journey is going to take him in that workhorse circle. Um, and I think it either is going to end with obviously some variation of him for the IC title, whether it's him and Braun one on one, or I really feel like it might be a big like multi-man match with damn near that whole circle on Raw. But we'll see when we get there. But good start of a feud for obviously for Penta in the company and right circle to put him in on the show.
for sure. Judgment Day are backstage, and we see the Monday Night Raw return for Finn Balor. Oh, sorry, Pin Balor.
Hmm.
He storms into the Judgment Day clubhouse and he starts blaming Dominic for everything in Judgment Day falling apart. He tells Dominic, "You stole my tag team title rematch and you got my partner hurt." He says, "If you want to continue to run the decision making around here, I think it's about time we get you a babysitter." Why
Hmm.
the fuck is Finn still with this group?
Dude,
Why did they not facilitate for Finn to move to SmackDown?
why did the guy that won the feud get the fresh start on a different brand? Damian Priest won the feud. He should have ran Finn off of the show that he won the feud on. Why did Priest be the one to move and not Finn Balor? What are you doing here? If you're gonna keep him on Raw, dude, at this point, just do a fucking Tony Khan breakup and just fucking split them up off camera and just deal with it. Because at this point, I'm done with this Judgment Day shit, bro. Just can the group, bro. Please get Finn on his own, get Dominic in his circle doing what he's got to do, but just end this fucking group, please already. I don't need a Triple H year-long breakup of the Judgment Day for God's sake.
No, not this Judgment Day. Um,
No, please no. Triple H, if you are watching this, please just split this group up. I'm
God.
begging you, man. I'm begging you here.
So Dominic goes to get in Liv's face, or Finn's face rather, and Liv, and
I know he was moving like
and,
that.
and he goes to get in Finn's face, and Liv kind of breaks it up, and she says, "Well, Dominic is, helping us out. He got me a chamber qualifying match." Finn says, "Well, yeah, of course he's going to do that for you. What is he doing for me?" Liv says, "Well, he actually got you a chamber qualifying match too." Finn immediately goes, "Oh, really? You did?" And Dominic says, "Yeah, I did, because we're family, bro." And Finn Balor just kind of looked like, "Damn, bro, my bad." But um, yeah, I mean it. Again, I'm still uttering the
Up.
same. I'm still uttering the same sentiment of just why the hell are why in the world are is Finn Balor rather still trotting around with this group, man. I mean, it is time for this to be done. This guy should have this guy should have been split up from this group, and this shit should have been done by now, man. But he's still with them, and he's probably going to be with them going into Mania and probably after Mania, and that is just a head scratcher because Finn's not getting any younger. Now, I'm not saying he's super old, but he's not getting any younger, and we are just wasting g-
Just
what could
years
be
away.
great years with this guy, man.
Exactly. You could have solo Prince Finn Balor on SmackDown right now going crazy. A place where you do still need heels overall, and you're keeping him on Raw in this just fuck ass role. Even not even as a heel, he could have been a fucking face on SmackDown. He's just He needs to be by himself, dude, or just split from the Judgment Day. Something, man. This needs to end, please.
Yeah, at this point. At this point, man, the if you're going to attempt to try to rebuild any aura that he has left, you got to keep him off for a little bit of time. You got to keep
Mm-hmm.
him off for a little bit of time. Bring him back with some video packages. You know, uh, you know,
Something.
documenting his rebuilding phase, I guess, post Judgment Day, and bring him back as the Prince. Because yeah, I mean, this Finn Balor is just, man, it is not hitting with this new Judgment Day, man. It is not. That's what I would do. Again, that's
Mm-hmm.
what I would do. I would keep him off for 2 months, maybe 2-3 months. I would hit some vignettes, document the changes he's been going through, and just kind of his rebuilding phase, I guess, of going back into singles, being a singles solo act, and then I would bring him back from there. Because yeah, I mean, this shit is just, I mean, this guy is, again, there's a reason we call him Pin Balor. So
Mm-hmm. He just gets pinned. That's
that,
all he ever does, man.
yes, that's his gimmick. He just takes pins.
Hey, if there's a multi-man match and he's in it, you could already bet money on who's gonna get pinned in that match.
Yep. Charlotte. Ooh,
Man,
this was
it's
something.
rough.
This was very rough. Yes, that's a great word. Charlotte Flair comes out here. She says, a year ago, us booing her would not have bothered her.
Mm,
Or sorry, would have bothered her. Sorry. A year
oh,
ago, us booing her would have bothered her.
it did.
But she actually missed us. She says last year, she thought she was unbreakable. But last year broke her mentally and physically. I feel that.
Well, I feel that too.
Last year broke her mentally and physically. She said she did not know if she would ever make it back, and she's going to embrace all the boos because the crowd started booing her mid heartwarming promo. The crowd is booing her because she loves all of us. And whether you're wooing or booing,
Oh God.
she is the greatest WWE superstar in history. She says last year broke her, and she fought every single day because this is her passion. And when she was able to walk down that aisle and punch her ticket, and then Rhea Ripley's music hit, Rhea comes down. Charlotte says she was trying to have a moment with Cleveland, but hello, mommy. Rhea says this may be your moment, but this is my show. And we have the possibility to go to war once again. She said she respects Charlotte because they have been to war in the past, so please pick me at WrestleMania, because last time we faced off at WrestleMania, I beat you. Charlotte says no excuses, but the first time we ever faced off at WrestleMania, I beat you. She looks at the crowd and says, you guys didn't like that, did you? Rhea then says, you're right, but back then I was just a kid. Charlotte says, I know you want an answer, but I got nothing but time. I got nothing but time on my hands. She said she's going to go to NXT tomorrow and see if Julia inspires her. And then I'm going to go to SmackDown and see if Tiffany inspires me. You jumped the gun, which means you didn't inspire me, and you're still a kid. So on that note, I'll see you next week. She goes to walk away. Rhea steps in front of her. Rhea says, you saying I'm a kid means you don't respect me the same way I respect you. So please pick me so I can beat the respect into you. What the fuck is Charlotte trying to be?
I don't even know.
Is she trying... First of all praises to Rhea Ripley. Obviously, her delivery here was amazing. I loved her delivery on this promo. Charlotte coming out there and saying, I miss you guys. Crowd starts booing her, and she says, I'm going to absorb the boos because I miss you guys. And no matter if you guys boo me or not, I'm still the greatest. For not really something a babyface would say. And then she's talking about her burial of Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania 36, and she looks dead at the fucking audience and says, "Oh, you guys didn't like that very much, did you? Are you
No.
are you a babyface or are you a heel?" This is the problem with Charlotte Flair. Every time she tries to portray a babyface, I don't know why they try it at this point. It's
Well,
just so unnatural. Natural for Charlotte as a heel.
hmm
You've tried probably about 5 or 6 different times to present Charlotte Flair to me as a babyface, and I never believe it because it looks like Charlotte never believes it, and she never has believed herself as a babyface. It's just not believable. She just she talks out of character. She just acts out of character when she's again trying to be a babyface. How you gonna look at the crowd and say, "Yeah, I fucking buried her. You guys didn't like that very much, did ya?"
literally, exactly. Like, well, you're not the good. Why would I care about your journey to make it back if you're just gonna insult us and rub it in our face of your transgressions before? That's not how this works.
But beats
I
me,
don't
bro.
get it, dude. I
Beats
don't
me.
get it.
Um,
Charlotte's gonna. Oh, God.
uh, I was gonna say, and obviously the other constant in Charlotte's career that was just blatantly obvious during this promo was the a year ago the booze would have bothered me, but
But
this year
now,
I was unbreakable, and I am the greatest WWE superstar in the history of WWE. I mean, she just sounds like she's putting a period after every word she says, man. I mean, it is, yeah, Charlotte, bro. Classic Charlotte. What do you even say, man? But I thought Rhea did great, and I will say I like Charlotte going to NXT, and I like her going to SmackDown, and I just like her exploring all the options. And I thought Rhea did great, but yeah, Charlotte's promo just came off very just odd to me. I don't know why bringing her back and even trying to roll with some sort of baby faceness in her delivery was even in it was even a thought in anybody's mind at all.
no, exactly. I don't know why they keep trying this with Charlotte, and I don't know why anybody's shocked that people aren't well received to this. I've seen the reaction already of how can people just boo her like that with her, all she went through, and at least cheer for her one time. And like, bro, at the end of the day, the game has changed. In the span of her being gone, there's people that are much younger, that we'd much rather see, that have much better character and promo ability and even in-ring ability that we just much rather see nowadays. You're old news at the end of the day, and it's just you do have something with Rhea, which was nice, and Rhea obviously played it up phenomenally, and I do like how she's going to all the brands to see and whatnot, even though we know she's more than likely gonna still be facing Tiffany and then doing the classic Charlotte. I've got to win first, just like The Rock. But it's just a matter of I just don't want to see her no more, dude. Like I'll see her, I could see her around just around the show, but main event Charlotte, dude, it's come and it's gone so many times that this company outgrew her, man, and it's just lame to just see her in this position for me, man. It's nothing but lame.
Yeah, I agree. I agree, man. But yeah, that is that, and yeah, that was the post Royal Rumble promo for Charlotte Flair. So yeah. Hmm. Sami Zayn is backstage, and he's walking up to somebody that we can't see, and he's looking very upset. He then walks up to this guy, and it is none other than main event Jey Uso. He walks up, and Sammy, like I said, is looking pretty pissed. And Jey says, Sammy, man, I'm sorry, dude. I swear I was not aiming for you. And he's, defending his case. Sammy says, oh, come on, man. Bring it in. He hugs Jey. He tells him, this is your moment. I'm so happy for you, and I'm proud of you. And, he congratulates Jey. He congratulates Jey as Jey walks off. Karrion Kross walks up to Sammy. He says, how does it feel to get to see everyone else living out your dreams? Sammy tells Kross, if you keep coming up to me, dude, we're going to have a problem. He asks, why do you keep doing this? Kross tells Sammy, I'm not here to be a problem. But I could be.
What the fuck, dude? Like a low cross. Dude, such a fucking creep.
This guy, man. Yeah, he's gritting his teeth. He's gritting his teeth at Sami Zayn, and he walks away as Sammy's just staring at him, probably thinking about how much of a fucking psychopath he is. So, yeah, that was that. That was that, and
very interesting. I like the teases with Kross, and I like this little vibe with Kross and with Sammy especially. And everything's ringing true with Sammy. You tried to please everybody but yourself.
Yes, and I love that we're getting Karrion Kross away from the Final Testament. I'm glad we're just seeing him by himself. I think he's best served in the role that he's in, where he just more so predicts things and he says things that are on people's minds, and he's just in a very unique and very cool role, and I think he plays his part to a T. So
he does. He really fucking does. I love what he does.
Yeah. Rhea Ripley is walking through the back, and she sees Io sitting on a production crate, and she goes over to her, and Io says, maybe I'll see you at Wrestlemania. Getting ready for her getting ready for her tag team, or not, getting ready for her qualifying match, with Liv Morgan, not her tag team match. Getting ready. So she tells Rhea Ripley, maybe I'll see you at WrestleMania. And Liv and Raquel, they come and attack Rhea Ripley and Io Sky in the back before the match, man. So that was that. That obviously set us up for later in the night, when the match between Liv and Io did take place. So obviously we'll dive a little bit more into that, being that there is more to that story. The New Day. The New Day faced Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee.
Wow,
oh my god.
Holy shit.
He is fucking back.
He's alive. He made it to TV. Oh my god.
Appalled. Absolutely. He is back, bro. He is alive and well.
Holy shit.
The New Day got new theme music. Didn't really get a good listen to it. It sounded okay, though. It sounded okay, at least from first listen. It did sound okay, man. It sounded all right. So I'll have to update you guys further when I can hear the song more clear. But they did get new theme music. It's like rap music. And I didn't really get too good of a listen, just with the commentators talking over it and whatnot. So I didn't really get too good of a listen, but it is rap music. And from what I did kind of sort of hear, it sounded okay. But
it's not one of those ones that stick out as just horrible. That you just know are just like, man, that original Rebel Heart remix
Oh,
was just one of those ones where you instantly heard it and you're like, oh man, this one seems fine. It seems like just a fine theme song.
yeah. Midway through the match, Logan Paul comes out and is taunting Rey Mysterio because they have an Elimination Chamber qualifying match next week. Logan Paul is going to be in that star-studded ass chamber.
It's gotta put this dude in places where he just doesn't belong, dude. I mean, it's getting to the point where his presence is just annoying me. It's like, dude, just
I'm getting to that same point, man. I can't even lie to you, bro. As soon as I heard his theme music, I was like, oh, brother.
this fucking guy, bro. This isn't the role for him, and I'm already just getting sick of him. I just don't want him in this role. Not now at this period of time. He doesn't belong in any of this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yep, but you are. I mean, is that not the most obvious chamber qualifying match, though? And you know
Oh,
he's going to be put in there, dude.
I
Ugh,
wonder who's gonna win.
yeah.
Fucking
Rey
lose Mysterio.
Mysterio or Logan Paul.
Like, dude, the only person that Ray beats is his son. That's the only person he fucking wins against. But it's the most obvious fucking shit ever. Yeah, and he's gonna be in there. He's gonna do his fucking. He's gonna do, his fucking copycat Buckshot Lariat in there. And dude, I'm just getting sick of Logan Paul, dude. I really am.
Well, maybe CM Punk can find his new hangman.
I was
And
gonna say, maybe it's gonna give Punk some flashbacks, and maybe maybe he's gonna call him an empty-headed fucking dumb fuck and just snap off on him.
maybe, maybe. So he comes out here. Rey Mysterio pushes him. Um, Ray goes to get back in the ring, and Logan pulls him out, beats him up a little bit, throws him back in the ring for a Trouble in Paradise, and gives the New Day a victory. And gives the New Day a victory here um with this tag team match. So next week we do have Logan Paul wrestling on Monday Night Raw versus Rey Mysterio, and yeah, he's gonna be in the fucking chamber, bro. He's going to be in the
Yep.
chamber, and
Yeah.
that just does not interest me. I really did not want to see him in there, but you know
It's just gonna
he's a big star, and they're gonna put him in there, no matter how irritating he is. But yeah,
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna be one of those guys.
yeah. So that's that. They gave us a medical update or lack thereof on Roman Reigns. They replayed the double-footed curb stomp that Seth Rollins gave Reigns at the Royal Rumble. And Michael Cole got a text from the doctor while they were giving the update who said they cannot share details on the injury unless Reigns agrees to it. But until now, or until, from starting now, Roman Reigns will be out of action for the foreseeable future.
Mm.
I could very well see this end up costing either Rollins or Punk the Elimination Chamber match.
I think this will. I think that's how this is gonna go. Obviously, the way Mania is looking, I think Cena is gonna win the Chamber. So I could definitely see Roman returning at Chamber during that match to fuck over, probably simultaneously in a way, both of them, where he either wants to go, fuck up the one, and that fuck up causes the other one to fuck up, lead to that triple threat that they're planning. However it all this might go down, I think that's when we'll see him next.
Definitely. Definitely. Logan asks, is Roman missing Mania? I sure in the fuck hope not.
If
Because,
he,
whew,
there- there's no way you let him just not work the show, and Drew McIntyre has to deal with fucking Damian Priest. There's just no way. There's no. If you do that, holy fuck, holy goddamn.
I, Yeah,
Holy
that's that would be quite the that would be something. I'll tell you that if Roman did not work that show for one reason or the other, and poor Drew McIntyre got stuck with fucking Damian Priest, and good God, did Drew, to talk about Drew getting the short end of the stick? I hope not. But my prediction there was he's gonna pop up at Elimination Chamber, or maybe sometime after that. Maybe they return him at that Mania press con. Oh wait, no, that's this weekend. Never mind. Maybe
yeah, yeah,
I I'm assuming they return him sometime before WrestleMania, and at this juncture, I guess it would make the most sense to go after Rollins, being that Rollins put him out. But
guess
we'll have to
so.
wait and see, dude. But this could also just be another way to kind of have Roman coast and not include him in the Elimination Chamber match, and you know,
Yeah,
kind of just have him coast through that and get to Mania,
period.
without making much appearances, being that he's been
Exactly.
very limited in 2025 so far. So
Exactly.
yeah, Liv Morgan versus Io Sky.
Oh God.
Raquel is about to cheat to help Liv win. Rhea Ripley comes out to attack her. She's dealing with Raquel on the outside. Liv Morgan kind of reaches from inside the ring and grabs her hair, Rhea's hair, and Rhea, without even thinking about it, turns around and clocks Liv Morgan right in the face. And the ref sees it, and immediately Rhea was like, fuck. And you could just tell she had that look on her face. The ref rings the bell, and Liv Morgan goes to the chamber by way of DQ. And Rhea's in the ring as Raquel and Liv are on top of the stage. Io's pissed. She turns Rhea around. She starts yelling at her, and Rhea's trying to tell her, I didn't mean it. And Io just says whatever and, storms out of the ring. Very interesting. I honestly think Rhea may pull some strings to get Io
Yeah.
another qualifying match, and that would make the most sense, being that it's Rhea's fault that Io, went out. Because honestly, dude, my other idea for Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania was Jordynne Grace. And if it's not gonna be Jordynne Grace, I would say Io Sky then. I would say Io. But Io was my first pick. If you weren't going to do Io, then I would have said Jordynne Grace, but it looks like Jordynne Grace is going to be doing NXT for a little bit. So, we're going to have to deal with that. But other than that, yeah, I mean, Io's the most sense that it would, that makes for Rhea Ripley to face at WrestleMania. So, I would assume Io gets back in here somehow. So, yeah.
I would definitely assume. I think she'll be back in. I think it's pretty easy for them to explain that Rhea gets her, a reshot into, the match, and she'll probably get it. I think the obvious path is Io. Everybody wants Io. Most of the fans wanted Io to win the Women's Rumble. In terms of the reactions I saw post Rumble, so I think Rhea or Io is the obvious opponent for Rhea, and I think that's the path.
Yes. Which, for both Elimination Chamber matches, I hope we get some Elimination Chamber qualifiers from SmackDown,
Yeah,
because, well, I guess it wouldn't really make much sense in the men's case, because you're obviously doing chamber matches on Raw, and we do know Jay's obviously not going for Cody, so yeah, I'm assuming we get both on SmackDown, so scratch that, but I'm assuming at least. But
exactly.
the War Raiders are backstage, and they are confronted by the Creed brothers and Chad Gable and Ivy Nile of American Made. Gable tells the War Raiders that his boys are looking for gold, specifically their gold. And the Eric said back, Gable also said they are coming for their gold and they can out wrestle both of them. Eric says, your boys, you're talking about your boys out wrestling us. What happens when our match turns into a fight? Nobody
You
said.
guys worked in AEW.
Nobody. Yeah. No. None of American Made said anything, and then the War Raiders walked off. Chad Gable then says he needs to go alone to learn the dark arts of Lucha Libre. And when he comes back, he wants to see them he wants to see all of them with gold. He then puts on his shades and says, I'll be back. Like he's the fucking Terminator. And he walks away.
Guess he's the Terminator, man. I have no clue who this person can be. It could be Black, but I would think he'd be going to SmackDown. So I have no fucking clue. I have no clue what all this is leading to. I genuinely don't.
Me neither. Me
I
neither, bro. Yeah, again, my guess was Aleister Black, unless they put him on Raw for a short stint, and then soon after WrestleMania, they do the draft where he, immediately reunites on the same brand with Zelina Vega. But
I can see it.
could be the
But
case. But I would have just assumed they would have put him on SmackDown, being that she's over there. So, yeah.
I would assume so. I have no clue what this is leading to.
Me neither, but I am interested.
Very.
Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce is backstage. He announces, which Adam Pearce said he had a big announcement last week and we never got it, but we're getting it this week, so whatever. Adam Pearce announces that it has been a hard get for him in the transfer window, and now that the transfer window has ended, he can formally announce his final get in the transfer window was AJ Styles. Very interesting. I actually like that move a lot. Now you're getting AJ on the show with the World Championship that he's never won in the World Heavyweight Championship, which I was just telling you the other night. I think he would look beautiful with that championship.
Crazy with that title.
And I think this is a good move for AJ. You can get him around guys like Braun Breaker. Eventually, when he comes back, you could get him around guys like Bronson Reed. You could get him around guys like Dragunov. You could get him around guys like Pentagon. Come on, bruh. AJ versus Pentagon. That shit would be there, yes. That is money indeed, bro. That's a good move. I like that. He's done about everything you can ask of him on SmackDown. I mean, he already went for the world title, failed, but put on great matches. But, he went for the world title. And then, oh God, what did he do after that? He was off TV, and then they brought him back, and he immediately got hurt. So, I mean, it was just it. Let's give him a fresh start. And who knows? Maybe he could help pull Finn Balor out of this funk that he's in. So
I'm saying maybe Finn finally does find an ally he can actually trust, man, and maybe it's AJ. I would like that. But overall, I like how everything went, and I like him being on that brand. I like the possibilities of him winning that world title. I think he'd look great with that.
yeah.
I think he'd look phenomenal with that, and I like that a lot. And I like all these matchups that could, happen now.
So, Braun Breaker. Backstage Braun. Right back to where we started.
Yep.
Braun Breaker walks into frame, and he tells Adam Pearce so AJ's coming to Raw. Adam Pearce says, yeah. Braun says, okay, well, so word of advice, you should keep him away from me. He questions what is next for the Intercontinental Championship. He tells Pierce, lately, I don't think it matters much to you. So how about we go somewhere where we can talk business? Yeah, Pierce.
Mm,
The fuck are we doing? I don't think it matters to you much at all
I don't think
about
it does.
what's going on with the IC title, because good lord, can we please get this guy away from a fucking backstage segment?
Literally, man. Literally. Please, for the love of God, get backstage Braun. At least in ring for a promo for once.
Please. Please, bro. So that was that. Nonetheless, it was a good backstage segment. I just wish Braun would find his way out of them.
I really hope he does.
Seth freaking Rollins is next. He comes out for a promo. He does his whole shtick. Monday Night Rollins, visionary, revolutionary. He says he is proud of Jay, and he is happy to see people get what they deserve. Which brings me to CM Punk. He says he's glad that his WrestleMania future is uncertain. And I'm glad that that scumbag got dumped over the top rope by that idiot Logan Paul. He says Roman Reigns is hurt. Nobody's going to tell you. Paul Heyman's not going to tell you. WWE's not going to tell you. But I will tell you. Because I know. And the reason I know is because I'm the one that hurt him. He says, and I don't feel bad at all. Because all he's done is hurt people close to him. And he would have done the same thing to me if he had the chance. He has to talk to Sami Zayn before his match. So he calls Sami out to the ring. Sami comes out to the ring. He says, the world knows how much I hate CM Punk. But what the world doesn't know is how much you hate CM Punk too.
Mm.
You know, I think Sami Zayn was just trying to get some Lou Malnati's pizza with his buddy Scott Colton, and I think that ruffled Punk's feathers, man. Maybe plucked a couple of them out.
I think it did, man.
Says he told you face to face that you are not on his level. He says, Sami, you're a good person, so maybe he's right. Maybe you're not on his level. You are levels above him. And I need you to put his WrestleMania dreams in the dirt for good. And come face me in that chamber. I'm assuming that means Rollins is going to get his qualifying match here in a couple weeks. He says, come
sure.
face me in that chamber. Let's go. As he's hyping up Sami Zayn. He's on the ramp hyping up Sami Zayn. Cult of Personality hits and his mood immediately switches to fuck this guy. And he goes to run at CM Punk, and a bunch of referees get in between both of them. They did get a couple muffs in on each other, maybe a couple punches or whatnot, but not much. And then we go into this main event match here where we're seeing CM Punk wrestle on Raw. I think WWE's really starting to trust him.
I really trust this man, and I do too, because that was a fucking killer match. Well, the parts we actually got to see, but
yeah, the parts that didn't include the Wyatt Six interrupting the Netflix feed.
exactly. Other than that, those two had fucking phenomenal in-ring chemistry. That shit was great.
Oh, it was awesome. It was awesome, man. Yes, it was a great quality main event. I mean, it is Sami Zayn and CM Punk after all. CM Punk, we say it all the time at 46, still doing his thing, bro.
He really is. Old man Punk goes crazy.
Yes, absolutely, bro. Sami Zayn rolls up CM Punk for a close roll up near fall. He then sets Punk up for the haluva kick. He does the exploder in the corner. Excuse me. He goes to the opposite end, goes to run at Punk for the haluva kick. CM Punk runs towards him, quickly swoops him up for a GTS. Nailed that bad boy. And Punk went down, Sammy went down, and Punk went right down on top of him and covered him for the 1, 2, 3. And CM Punk qualified for this match with John Cena. So
Man, oh
CM
man.
Punk and John Cena are the two names qualified for this Elimination Chamber match. CM Punk then, after the match, he he waits for Sammy to get up. He puts his hand out to shake Sammy's hand. Sammy kind of reluctant. He shakes Punk's hand back. And then all of a sudden, Punk is leaving the ring and Sammy goes to leave behind him and Sammy gets attacked from behind. Punk
Oh
flies out of the
man.
ring. Sammy flies, at the ropes. And the attacker is stumbling and is clearly miserable.
That man looked fucked up.
But that honestly, dude,
That made it so much
that
better.
that made that so good, dude. The attacker is a stumbling over, half beaten to death Kevin
Black
Owens.
eye. Man,
Dude,
his whole fucking left eye is just black. He's
dude.
just stumbling. Looks like shit, dude. And it made it so much better, dude. That shit was insane. Bro couldn't stand up straight, but his anchor was able to fuel him for this attack. Crazy, dude.
This man, Sami Zayn, was met by a raging
Hmm.
bull in Kevin Owens, who stumbled his way into the arena, could barely stand up straight. But again, like Sir Case said, his anger fueled him so hard that this man made it to Monday Night Raw. That means he got on a flight or a car ride, half beaten to death, to come out here and beat the shit out of Sami Zayn, delivering what we all knew was inevitable for Sami in the package pile driver. As I honestly think, the more we go on, man, I don't think this is a Mania match. I honestly think this is going to be your Chamber match, and I think we see Orton come back at Chamber and cost Owens, leading to a Mania match. I think.
I could see that. I could see that. I wouldn't be shocked in that regard. What do you think Sammy does at Mania then?
um. Wow.
Um, that's the great question though.
We did. We have talked. Uh, I was gonna say, we have talked a little bit about like a multi-man IC title match, but I don't want to see him fight for the IC title anymore.
Oh, damn.
But then the thing is, if you do Owens and Zayn at Mania, then what does Orton do?
That's the thing is, dude, the way they're setting this up, someone's gonna get shafted. Well, we all know Drew is the one that's getting shafted, man.
For
But
the story, though, for the
Mhm.
story that I guess they're trying to tell, I could maybe see Sammy sitting out this Mania, maybe interfering in the Owens and Orton match.
I could see that. I could see him getting his lick back then on KO, which results in like a summer feud between those two.
Yeah, exactly. Well, maybe maybe you do Owens and Zayn at Chamber. Owens wins
Hmm.
and beats the holy hell out of Sami Zayn. Then you have Orton come back either the SmackDown after,
Hmm.
to set up a Mania match. And then at Mania, you have Sammy come back to help Orton get the win. And then that sets
Maybe
up their summer feud, maybe.
you could. Definitely some variation of that I could see, but it's very interesting, man. But that attack looked incredible.
Oh,
I
it looked
love
up.
the way they did that.
Yeah.
KO looked horrible in the best way possible. Um, and and I don't think we'll see either of them for a little bit before Elimination Chamber because I think obviously KO still fucked up.
Yeah.
So and then he just fucked up Sammy. So, but great attack to end fucking Raw, dude. And just I love how there was no words, not a talk between those two. KO is just so angry, even though all the pain and probably injuries he has. He had to attack him. He had to.
Yes. And my only gripe with this segment was right after that package pile driver, it was like they were like, "Oh my god, Owens is here. All right, we'll see you guys next week for Monday Night Raw in Nashville."
Yeah, it was obvious that the fucking fuck ups tonight kind of just made them just like, okay, we got the shot. That looked good. Fucking send her off air before shit fucks up again.
Yeah. Yeah. So
So
that was a
that's
bit unfortunate. That was a bit unfortunate, but nonetheless, in terms of again Owens coming out and delivering that package pile driver to Sami Zayn, which I just love that they didn't I love the nature behind them not waiting. I love
yeah.
Owens
They
just
did
needing
it.
to get this rage out of him now
Mm-hmm.
because he needed to do it because he's just so so ridiculously just upset with his friend that watched him, get fucking thrown on his head with an Alabama
Mm-hmm.
slam and get folded in half, and his best friend just watched. So he couldn't even wait till he was better. He couldn't even wait till he was 100%. This man needed to come to Cleveland, could barely stand up straight, bloodshot, black eye, and he just
Mm-hmm.
needed to deliver and his the fumes that are left in his body allowed him to deliver this package pile driver to Sami Zayn, and this is going to be great. This is going to be great. And this is why, after WrestleMania 39, a lot of people were saying, oh, we don't want to see Owens turn on Zayn. And I'm glad they didn't have him turn in, while they were a tag team.
Yeah.
But people were really selling themselves short on this version of this post bloodline version of this feud, because with everything that's happened and with Sammy being the over guy to get out of that whole bloodline thing, meanwhile Owens was the guy who fought them for all those years, and Sammy was the
Mm-hmm.
one that got crazy over with it, being the honorary use and whatnot, and taking all that spotlight away from KO. That is this is going to be a pretty awesome story to tell, man. And I could honestly see, yeah, I mean, I could honestly see this going. I could honestly see this going into Chamber. Both guys are from Canada, so I could see them giving us this match, and
True.
I could see, yeah, my prediction, at least what I'm feeling right now, which if you guys know anything from Mania seasons, like Logan's saying, sometimes it's just best we let it play out. But it's so fun to speculate, and I think that my speculation right now tells me uh, Sammy and Owens at Chamber. He incapacitates Sammy for the next month. You have Orton come back after Chamber, and then you do some sort of Orton and KO, have Sammy help Orton win, and then we go into a little summer program with them. Maybe put both of them in like the King of the Ring tournament or something like that, and have things play out through there. And I think it's going to be great. I think they're going to tell a very good story, and yeah, I think I think we could be looking at some really good stuff, man. I think we could be looking at some really good stuff, unless you go a completely different route from this and you have Orton come back and go for Cody, which means Cena does something completely different at WrestleMania, and then you do
Good at
Owens and Zayn at Mania, and then you can maybe use the pile driver on Orton as maybe like his wake up call, something that
yeah. Just
made
back.
him, yeah, turn him back into the apex predator, I guess, but maybe something like that. Could be. There's so many different ways they could go, man. There's so many different ways they could go. And honestly, if I could say anything about Triple H's manias, this is one thing I love most about his mania season is you just wear yourself down thinking about all the cool possibilities that could be.
Exactly. There's so much good paths they could go down for a lot of these people, man. They went down the worst one for Drew, but other than that,
Yeah.
there's a lot of good paths that look like very bright for Mania, and I'm very excited to let it play out.
Yes, absolutely, man. And yeah, that was Monday Night Raw, man. That was Monday Night Raw, and that was everything that we have here today for this edition of NHP Unscripted, man. This has been episode 233 of
Mhm.
NHP Unscripted, man. And that is going to do it for this edition of the Notorious Heels podcast. Once again, thank you guys so very much for joining us as we start what looks to be another rocky road to Wrestlemania, as it has been always a pleasure for my Johnny.
And I, Sir K.
And thank you guys so very much for joining us here today. Thank you guys, everybody who's in the live chat, my guys JT and JB in the Replay Mafia. Thank you guys so very much. Thank you guys. We love you guys as always, and we will see you all on Friday with the news.
Peace.